as a preface, you do need 2 of the Lego Creator Deep Sea Creature sets to make this. What we'll start with is by grabbing a 2x2 white plate and a 2x2 red plate, and just stack them on top of one another. Feel free to pause the video at any time, but I'll just be going at this at real speed. Then grab a 2x3 plate, attach them like that. After which you have this ball joint piece that will go in there. You'll then grab one of these pieces. They're the fenders for cars. Typically is what they're used for. The one on this side, and grab the opposite angle and place it right here. This is the start of the bird. The neck of the bird, you'll grab a 1x6 plate, and then you grab 2 3x3s, as well as the other side of the ball connector. So again, you can pause it if you need more time. You're then going to grab this smooth plate, and it's going to come over here. This is the start of the head of the bird. This next assembly, we'll grab one of these pieces. It's a brick with 2 knobs on the side, just 90 degree like that. We'll also grab this Technic. It's almost like a bushing. I'm just going to call it a bushing. And then we have this almost 1x2 brick, I believe. It's like 1.5, 1.75, and it has 2 studs on the side. So you'll actually want to make 2 of these. So I would start by putting the orientation of this tan brick vertical. So again, so that's the bottom, so just point it up. And then so one of these knobs should be pointing to the right, one should be down. On the down side, you're going to put the brick with the 2 studs on top, like that. Then you're going to grab this bushing and it just tabs in like that. And again, you should be making 2 of these, like that. Okay. They will then attach to this part of the model on the underside, like that. So again, just in case you want to see how that goes, like that. So the red brick, so half of it should be on the blue side and half of it should be on the gray side. And then for the other section, you're actually going to flip it around and do the exact same thing. We will then make the sides of the bird head. So you're going to grab one of these 2x2, I don't know, however we're going to call it, it's a slope. You're going to grab one of these wing pieces, 2x3, and then another one of these car fender sections. So you'll start by putting the car fender section like this. That way it's as if the angle continues. And then you're going to grab the 2x2 plate and just set it that way. That's what you should have. You'll then make one with the opposite facing. So you'll have one will be one wing and one will be the other. And then you also have the angle points. I just tried to turn down the exposure, so hopefully you guys can see it better. But now we're going to grab this head section and these corner pieces. With the head facing this way, you're going to grab this corner wing, and on this stud, it's going to go into, I believe it's the first anti-stud? Yes. So the first hole on this wing piece right there, you'll attach like that. And then on the opposite side, you'll actually do it on the second anti-stud. So instead of right here, you're going to do it right here. That way they match. Another way to see it is make sure that these studs and the 2x2 plate are in sync. You don't want this to be forward nor backward. Another thing though is that you can rotate these for transformation purposes, though I prefer usually just to leave them forward. You're then going to grab the ball joint piece that we made, and just going to attach it. Okay, then this is the head of the bird. Next we're going to start working on the back of the bird, or the body of it, using 1x6 plates. You're actually going to make 2 of these, though they will be flipped. So I'll show you how to make one of them and then kind of with the second one. So you're going to grab these cheese slopes. They're blue 1x2s for this case. You're just going to attach them like this on one side. After which you'll grab a smooth 2x2 blue plate, attach it here. Okay, so trying to get the angle of it right here, and then obviously this extends out. You will then grab a blue corner piece as well as another fender, white fender piece, and it'll go like that. Again, keeping with the angle. After which this 2x2 plate will go over it like that. You'll then make one on the opposite side, so just so you guys can see it. The slope's going this way, and this is the direction where the wing will be coming out of. So there we go. The next section of the bird that we'll be making are the side feather pieces. So this is what it will look like. I'm going to show you how to build this one though. So again, you're going to be flipping it. Well, essentially what I'm going to do is flip one piece, so you can build the majority of it the exact same way. So we'll start with a 1x6 white plate, and you're going to put the eye piece on one side, and then this, I don't know what you would call it, the cheese slope with the plates missing on the back, however you want to call it, on this. What you'll then do, sorry, just taking some things apart, you're going to grab another one of these, put it on top, so it should be covering the eye. You will then grab one more on top, and you'll grab a 1x1 cheese slope, dark blue, and place it on top. You're going to do this twice. Now, once you've done this twice, you're going to grab a 1x2 gray brick, and on one side you'll put it like this, and then on the other one you'll actually make it flip. So putting that there, you can now see what I'm talking about. So they're essentially mirrored except for this slope, and we'll use these later. The next portion of this is actually what holds this entire thing together in its combined mode. So we have this modified 2x2 plate with studs on the side. This is one of my favorite parts actually. We're also going to grab a piece like this. I forget what it's called at the moment, but you can see it has a 2x2 plate on the face. And so you're going to attach it like this. Okay? And then you will grab a 2x2 white plate and place it on top. Okay, and again, this is what's going to be essential for the solid connection in its robot mode. After which, you're going to grab another one of these plates, and you're going to grab these 1x1 bricks, Technic bricks. I like to have the holes facing this way. That way in bird mode you can attach with your own parts via pins or other ways, bombs or legs or whatever you want to do. Okay, so yes, you're going to grab two of those. And if you do want a cleaner look, you can always rotate it, but really it doesn't matter, because even in robot mode they will be hidden. Then, trying to figure out with the orientation, there we go. With this, you're then going to match this up, and it'll go underneath. So these half plates should all be on one side. You can tell with the glare. There you go. So that's what we'll have for right now, and we'll again set this aside. For this next section, we'll actually be building this assembly. It's actually super easy. You're going to grab a 2x4 plate as the base. Then these gray ball connectors are put on either side of that. This middle piece is actually a 2x3 plate, so there's the other section, so it's looking like in this angle, or it goes in this direction. Okay, so again, 2x4, the ball joint pieces, and then 2x3 facing out one way. After which, you will then grab, I can get this open, two 2x2 blue plates, place on top. After which, as you saw me do, you'll grab two of these red 1x2s, put them on top. Okay, and then just make sure that you have this, essentially it should be the exact same, so you have the strip of red right here, and then also the 2x3 plate protruding from one angle, from one side. Another 1x2 plate you'll place on the front, so if you look over here, it kind of looks like it's like stepping, so one part is smooth with that plate, the other one is not. You're then going to grab another one of these angled pieces. You're going to grab these 1x2 jumpers. Place them on the front. After which, you can then grab this assembly that you've made, and you're going to place it over here. Another way that you can tell if you put this 1x2 plate right is if you notice it'll be flush. It should be flush with that. You can then grab this 2x2, or this modified 2x2 by 2/3, I believe, or whatever it is. You get the gist. You grab this plate. It was used for the nose of the shark, in case you're curious what that was. And you're going to put it on the jumpers. Again, you can't put it on like this because of how the jumpers are designed, but you can just put it just a little bit up higher. So there should be a little bit of blue showing from underneath. Then, you'll grab another 1x2 plate, and you're going to put it on top of the 2x3 plate right here. After which, you'll grab this angled plate, the 2x2 section with studs on the side, put it underneath. Pop that off. Okay. And then you'll grab 2 of these tan circular 2x2s, and they will just go underneath like this. My goal when building this was to make everything secure and tight, and so you will see how eventually everything becomes secure and tight. But there should be a stud showing on either side of the tan sections right now. So that's what you should have. We'll then grab these, the bricks, the 1x1 bricks with the studs on the side. I believe it's 1 by 2/3 tall. So grab that, and we'll grab a 1x1 stud that's blue. And you're going to place it on top. You'll actually make 2 of these, so 1, 2. We'll set them aside for right now. You will then grab a 1x2 brick, blue brick, and you'll put a 1x2 plate on top that's red. Okay. Now that you have these, going back to this model, you'll put the brick in this slot right here. After which, these sections, with the studs facing towards the ball joint, you will place right here. Do it on the exact opposite side. So if you look at this, you should see essentially they should make a blue stripe, and then you'll have the red plate on top. And again, you want to make sure though that these studs are facing out towards the side, as this is what will prevent the wings in bird mode from falling if they're straight, and it will also prevent the legs from going backwards when it's in robot mode, which actually helps with the stability of it. Following that, what we'll be doing is we'll be grabbing more of these cheese slope pieces with the stud on the side, and you're essentially going to grab a 2x2 round plate, and we'll put another cheese slope on it like this, one with the stud on the side again. So that is one piece, and you're going to grab this and put it right here. You'll actually be making another one that looks the exact opposite way. So I'll put that one down. So if you reconstruct it from its base, you grab this 2x2, put that on one side, and you grab another one of these and put it like that, completing both of these. The last sub-assembly for the body of the bird is actually fairly easy. You grab a 2x2 plate that's blue. After which you'll put a 1x2 blue, what am I saying? And a 1x2 red right there. After which you're going to grab the slope and place it on top. You will then make one with the opposite side, so essentially the red plate will be extended in the other direction. So again, 1x2, 1x2, then the curved piece. You will then grab a blue jumper plate, and it will go on top. We are now ready to assemble all these sub-assemblies. So in order to assemble them, you're going to first grab this section right here. Now using this assembly, I like to face it downward, and wherever the slope is, it kind of helps me to figure out go down. And the one with the thing on the right, you will actually be putting right here. There's a little, as you can tell, there's like a stud missing, and that's where this section will go. There we go. And this actually also prevents the lathe from going too far forward. You will then grab the other side, put it right here. So you should have something like this right now. Grabbing this assembly that we just made with the jumper plate, you will set it on top. So red, red, blue to blue. Like that. This gap in here is actually a place where part of it it'll be for the transformation. You actually need a gap for the teeth to go inside. For the teeth of the beast to go inside. Also, while in bird mode, you can use these studs as attachment points. Okay, we're then going to grab this sub-assembly, the one with the Technic pins. Again, I usually do it forward. You can do it however you want. If you want to do it side-side, or you can do something from your own collection. And it should have the studs facing both ways. These ones are the half plates, while this is just the normal stud, the modified 2x2. And where this jumper is, you're going to put the center hole on. And it should align these sections right here. Now it should be pretty fragile, that's fine, because we made these assemblies, and what they will do is, try not to get that much exposure, you're going to grab the 1x6 and you're just going to put it up the top, like that, all along the spine. And this will hold the entire assembly together. Okay, so you can see what we're getting with right now. And this will be the start of the back of the transformed robot. Grabbing these side fins, what you'll do is, I'd like to angle in straight, and then seeing that this is on the right, you're going to look at this piece as if it's pointing to the right. And where those studs are right here, you'll put those right here. Okay, do the same for the opposite side. So again, the gray piece should be facing what will be forward in robot mode. Like this. I will say though, the weakest part of this thing are these gray pieces, as they are not, and well, I guess they came off with that when I was trying to bend it, but these gray pieces, as they are not attached on the underside. So if you do want to customize that, feel free to, and obviously this is just my interpretation of the parts that I had and the limitations therein. For the wings, you will start by making, let me just take something off really quick, 2 of these. So you have a 2x4 plate, and then this section is actually hollow. So you have a ball joint, or you have a connector and the ball joint right there that is hanging off by a stud. You grab a 2x4 red brick, and then on top here I just have a smooth 2x2 tile as well as the curve. So you make 2 of these. You will then place one of these bricks. Now for one of these builds, you'll place it like this, facing this way, and on the other build you will flip it that way. So I'll just build this one side, but I'll show you in a second what I mean. Like that. After which, you will then you'll then be making this assembly with this white piece. You'll grab the ratchet joint right here, a tooth piece, and this is just a 1x2 cheese slope. Okay. Now looking at the direction of this, wherever the slope is, that is where the cheese slope will be, if that makes sense. And you're actually going to put it in the middle so it covers this hollow spot. Like this. After which, turn this around. You're going to grab this piece, this elongated curved piece, and you will actually, facing the ratchet, you're going to be placing it like this. So sadly there is one stud missing, so obviously in your connection you make that stronger, but that's kind of what that is. We'll then grab this connector piece as well as a gem, put them inside. Okay, and then on this bar piece you attach it like that, and this is what will be the engine. And then in robot mode you'll flip it, but that's how that looks. And just for a comparison of what you should have on the other side, is this. On my left hand, so this is what we just made, this is what it is. As you can tell, everything's the exact same, just mirrored with this blue part, the gray bit, and also the direction of where this engine piece goes. But everything else is the exact same. For the legs, we will now be doing another copied section for the most part. Grabbing the 2x2 pink piece, I'm just take these off so you can see. You'll grab a ball connector, put it right there, or a ball joint there and a connector right here. Use a 1x6, put it on top. You're going to do that twice. So again, there's another hollow spot. Afterwards, grab a red 1x2 cheese slope. Okay, so again, you'll be making 2 of these for the legs. The next assembly, you'll be mirroring. You're going to assemble this. So this piece consists of these 2 teeth pieces. You'll put them on one side, and then you'll have a 1x3 plate as well as an eye. Now on the other leg, the 1x3 will actually be here, and the eye will be on this side. It'll make more sense in a second. Again, I'm just trying to kind of go through this kind of quickly. Now with this, you put the teeth facing this direction, or again, the other way if it's the opposite way. Just so I can show you. This is what you should have for the other side. And this is what that sub-assembly for the other side should look like. The 1x3 on the right, and the eye on the left if the teeth are facing down. So you can put it back on. You then also should have a 2x2 plate that you'll put on the back center of this white assembly. After which, you're then going to grab this plate, or not plate, whatever this piece is called, I guess, and you're going to use it, and it's going to cover up this assembly right here, like that, just like that. So that way the red piece can be shown, and it covers up the eye. So again, you want red piece to be shown, and it should be right over where the joint is. And when all is said and done, you should have these 2 pieces. So I'll just do a quick 360 of them both so you can see. So this is the one that we made, and this is the copy just flipped. So in the ball joint, the socket, I guess, for the future knee joint that we're going to connect. There you go. Set them aside. We will do 1 foot, after which you'll then flip it. So you're going to essentially make this using this, I believe it's like 2 or 2.5 bricks tall slant piece that's blue, and another one of these angled sections. Okay, so again, I'll just set this over here, that way you guys can see it. We will then make this assembly that has the teeth part on the bottom as the base, after which you grab this 2x2 red plate that has a modified hinge on the side, so you can tell that's all one part. Put a 1x1 stud and the eye. Like that. You then make another claw. Okay. And then grabbing this piece, you'll flip it so the studs are facing away from you, and then have the teeth pointing wherever the slant is, point that way. Like that. And then fold this tooth down. That will be the base of the foot. Or the front of the foot, my bad. The base of the foot is with this assembly. So let me just remove that. So you have a 1x2 brick, as well as this connector. And then on this side you're going to have the teeth part with the white modified angled plate. And then I have 2 of these angled parts on that side. So I'll just show you this one, how it goes right now, and how that will assemble. So you're going to grab it and assemble it like this. And then I'll show you the next foot and how that looks. Flipping it, you can then attach the parts like this. So don't worry if you didn't get that, I'll show you in just a second. The other foot should look like this, which again, breaking into the same type of components as before. Again, this is just flipped from what we had just done. It's the angled brick, this angled section right there. You then have this assembly. So the teeth So the teeth and the stud and the eye and the claw. And then again with the brick, you want this 1x2 brick and the teeth right there and the slant pieces right there. So assembling this section, you want the teeth to be facing the exact same direction. Then you're going to grab this and put it right there. This will be the foot, and the cool thing too is these teeth actually allow it to curve a little bit too. We will now make 2 of these assemblies, which is is fairly straightforward. You grab a 1x6 plate. You're going to grab 2 of these 1x2 jumpers, and they'll just attach on the outside of this assembly, like that. And then you're going to grab this 2x2 slope piece that's white, and you will put it like that. Grabbing the feet, again, since these are the same, it doesn't really matter which one that you use for which. You should have the studs for these half plates. I guess it comes out these angled plates right there. You're going to put this on the front of it. What this does is this locks the foot in place, which has the ball joint in there. I mean, obviously you can break that off, but everything else though is literally sandwiched between everything. So you have the one foot, set that right there. We then have the other foot, which again we're going to grab this, and it's going to do that. Okay, that is the next foot. Assembly of the bird is actually fairly straightforward. So what you will do is you're going to grab this piece, and you want to make sure, since we have both of these and that they are a little bit different, the feathers or the teeth pieces should be facing the inside. So I'm going to assemble this as if it was the robot, because that'll just be the easiest. But ball joint in there, so again the feathers are like that. Okay. Whatever. There we go. Okay, we're going to do something on the other side with putting the ball joint in there. So again, the teeth pieces should be facing one way. Alright. You will then grab again, you want to make sure that where the teeth and the engine are the exact same orientation. So like this. Okay, and then we're going to rotate the foot, and you can kind of bend it. This is going to be the wing. So again, same thing with the opposite side. Which way ever the teeth are facing, you're going to make sure it's matching. And then rotate so the claw is facing the opposite direction as this engine. So again, these will be like the feathers, and that's going to be like the articulated finger. Then, grabbing this, the main assembly, looking at it like this way, you're going to grab the wing, the feathers this way, and point that way. And just attach that. And then same thing for the other side. Okay, so this is the base of the bird. You'll then grab this assembly for the head, and you can tell there's the 2x2 white plate. Fold that down, and it will actually attach onto this 1x2 red plate, and then to the bottom sections of these tan portions. So just put it like that. There you go. And they act, or not act, but they look like turbines too, which is kind of a cool feature. So this is what your final design of. So this is what the final design of the bird is. Again, you can put your own weapons on or whatever. I have these hinge points right there, the anti-studs right here. On this inside, I have a series of 4 studs. You have the anti-studs, studs, more studs, and then you also have these pins as well. So I've actually made assemblies for like missiles and bombs and stuff like that for this thing to carry. So just in case you guys wanted some inspiration, there you go. So there's the bird.